Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane. Let's talk about Love and Hip Hop New York, Season 9, Episode 3. It's going down. We got Juelz facing time, facing 3 to 4 years, facing 2 to 3 years. He's facing a little bit of a bid, and he's doing fed time. So that means he has to do most of all his time. Like, damn. And then Kimbella, she is throwing a shoe at him. She is kicking him while he's down because you know what? He's leaving and he's gone again. And 3.5 years he's been on drugs, living downstairs, and she's been living upstairs. What the hell has been going on in y'all relationship? What is going on? What is real? Like, who was paying the bills? Who was taking care of the kids? She was like, he's downstairs getting high and I'm upstairs taking care of the kids. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then we get introduced to Sydney Starr, and she said she was famous for, before Nia Lee, but is Sydney Starr famous for what she did to Chingy, like destroying his career? She destroyed Chingy's career, and he was kind of popping back in the day, but it is what it is. It's a bad situation. We got Dollaz is managing Sydney Starr, and she believes that everything is going well. And her friend doesn't think so. So we have that situation. We have Jonathan. He's out here wilding. He's out here in these streets just acting a fool, acting a mutt. He's just going off on the ladies. He's going off on his friends. He's letting me know how it is, and he could care less if they're his friends or not. He's doing way too much. And then we got Anais. She looks sick. She looks like something's wrong. I don't know if she's stressed out, what it is, but it don't look good. And basically, she goes, I'm a star. What star does laundry? A star that's broke? A star that needs to be home taking care of her kids? That's who does laundry. She was like, my shit is failing. Everything's failing. So damn, what Juju said was true, that you washed? Don't act like you washed, man. It's never too late until you dead and gone. And her husband, Ruben is sitting over there. He don't know what to do. He's pretending to clean up, pretending to help. I was like, this is just too much. Then we get to see Remy Ma's baby bump. It looks cute. She looks cute. We get to see Papoose doing his his husband and management duties that he loves to do for his wife, and she loves him around too as well. And we got Remy don't really want to be a part of Juju and Yandy's little argument over nothing, like really over nothing. Like, come on, you missing me with all that. We get Jaquae, and Jaquae's supposed to be writing for Sydney Starr. Now I don't know if they're trying to throw it up in his face, or they're trying to like make light of the rumors that Cayenne spread about him being bisexual and him liking, penis and all that other good stuff. So, so it's going down. So let's get into it. So we got Yandy and Juju basically having a conversation, and they're going back and forth, and they're talking about, Jonathan's birthday party. And basically, Juju was like, Jonathan came at me wrong. He was disrespectful. Then, Anais, she got up in the situation and she was rude. I felt like I was ambushed. I felt like I was bamboozled. And then Jonathan has the nerve to say that I'm secretive. And then that's when, Yandy was like, yeah, you are secretive because you didn't tell us about, Cameron, that you guys broke up. And she was like, oh, so right there, ding dong, the light bulb goes off in Juju's head. And she was like, oh, Jonathan got secretive from Yandy. Yandy and her was talking about me. So that's where he got it from. And so I was like, damn, and Yandy threw it right up in her face, like, yeah, you didn't tell us. And so Juju was like, yo, I needed some time. I was with this guy for almost a decade, and it was over, so I needed to heal. I needed time before I say anything to anybody, and so Yandy was like, well, I wanted to be there for you. I wanted to, share that moment with you. And so, Juju was like, listen, I needed space. I needed time before I could tell anybody, before I could just, open up to anybody, because I had to deal with me first. And then she was like, the first question you asked me was when. Like, come on, why do you care when you're supposed to be comforting me? But then Yandy was like, well, I did tell you that I wanted to be there for you. Do you need anything? Can I help? But when you say when, basically you're being nosy. You want to know all the juicy details. But normal people do ask like, oh, you broke up with Dave? When did you break up with Dave? Oh snap, I guess that's nosy people, intrusive people, or maybe some people say, oh, you broke up with Dave? Wow, I'm sorry that happened to you. Move forward, I guess. But in the day of social media, everybody wants the instant answer, the instant message. They just want to know what's going on. They want to know the ins and out before, before you blink an eye. and so they can sum it all up in once. So we have that situation, and so Juju was like, I need to do things on my own. I need to be comfortable. I'll share when I need to share. So Juju does, is kind of not secretive, but like she don't tell her business to everybody. That's not her style, is to run her mouth and tell her business. She tells her business when it's duly needed or when she wants to. Like she told her business to Kimbella about her father, because she felt like her business that she went through, her personal business with her father, would probably help Kimbella. So that's why she told Kimbella. So we have that situation. So we see, Yandy ain't making no friends. So we have that situation. Juju, she starts to cry. Then Yandy kind of like cries too as well. So it kind of ended on a good note, but not really, because we see the situation going to continue, because they run and go get Remy too as well. And so it goes haywire. And it doesn't really go haywire. They do make up when it comes to, to Yandy and Juju. Basically, Remy was like, I ain't got time for this. For real. She was just like, I don't got time for this. I don't really be bothered with this. So then that's when we get, Juju, she goes up there and she visit Remy while she's doing a photo shoot. Remy's doing clothing. She's doing merchandising. And she's also hosting. And she's working on the show too as well. So she stayed booking busy. And then we have Juju with this wig. I was like, this wig was too much. Right? And that picture looks nice. But on the show, kind of looked like it was just all discombobulated and disorganized. And so she was just telling, Remy, like, yo, listen, Yandy came at me all messed up, basically, because of this situation with Jonathan and all this other stuff. And she came at me like sideways, talking about I'm secretive. And I know Jonathan called me secretive. And I know he got it from Yandy, because Yandy said I was secretive when I was having a conversation with her about Jonathan. Then on top of that, she said I didn't want to share the Cam story or when we broke up. But she didn't even want to tell us when her and, Mendices didn't even sign the paper. We had to find out like on TV like everybody else. So she's a hypocrite. So Remy Ma was like, let me handle that situation. I'll get it together. So then we have Remy Ma, and then we have, Yandy, and we have Juju. They meet up basically. And so Juju says the same thing she says to Remy Ma, that I feel like you're a hypocrite because you didn't tell me, you didn't tell us when the situation went down with Mendices. Then Yandy was like, well, our situation was different. It had to do with probation. It had to do with the court system. It has to do with him taking a plea deal. So we didn't know. We wanted to hurry up and get married and do it fast and quick in a hurry. But we were just going to do we was going to do it really quick, but we didn't know because it was based on this and that. So the situation was different. And no, it's not. It's actually the same. You lied. You lied. She just actually didn't say anything. So that situation's kind of different, because you lied and told people that you guys were married and you signed the papers and all that. And then you came back and said you didn't sign the papers because of his pending, court case and how much time he's going to get to as well. So anyways, Remy Ma was like, well, both of you guys, is like the same situation, but one lied, and the other one chose to keep something to herself. But then she eventually revealed the truth, and Yandy eventually revealed the truth too as well, but she lied at first. And I don't think Juju lied. She just didn't tell anybody that she was broken up. So that's the situation with that. So then now they call, so Yandy's still going, but at the end of the day, Remy says cheeseburger time, so let's go. And so now it seems like they're going to kind of be on a good note. Remy is the mediator, and she feels this fugazi. She don't want to hear no more about this dumb shit, because it'll make no sense why they arguing over whether what's her name, Juju, actually, when she broke up with Cam. But I don't think that was the issue. The issue was Yandy going behind the back talking to Jonathan and saying she's secretive. Then Jonathan turns around and tells Kimbella that she feels that that Juju is secretive. She just keeps it close to her chest. She's old school. She was raised old school, where people keep their business to themselves. So we have that situation. And so it was just like, it really isn't a big situation, but it is what it is with that. So then we got Rich Dollar. He meets up with, Jaquae. Him and Jaquae are on a set or something, because Jaquae is going to be doing a song with Nia Lee, and Nia Lee and Richie Dollaz don't get along from way back when Love and Hip Hop was at its infancy. So we have that situation. And also, Rich Dollaz wants his artist Sydney Star to work with, Jaquae. Jaquae was like, okay, Blase the third, it's all good. Jaquae said he's working for, Puff Daddy. he's modeling underwears and clothes and shit. He's rocking John Sheen. He's rocking Diddy wear. Like, he has all these things around him that is just way fugazi and funny because of what Cayenne said about him. But he ain't sweating it. He's rolling with all these little things that people will probably say, oh, that's suspect, or that's what's going on with that. He's making his money. He's making bank. And Cayenne said what he does do is hustle and work hard. Well, we don't know what he's hustling and working hard with, but supposedly his lyrics. He's a writer and he's a dope beat maker, and he's a young African American male trying to make it out here in this business and actually trying to keep it cute and clean too as well. So we have that situation. So that's cool. So Rich was like, he wants to change Sydney Star into an artist. So we'll see how that situation works out. I don't know, because the lyrics that Sydney Star was given was terrible, was just like fugazi. Unless somebody totally write everything for her and put the beat behind her and the machine behind her, then I think it'll go somewhere. And so then we get moving. We get Jonathan. Jonathan meets up with Sin. Sin is just chilling. She's still complaining about not getting none of Joe's penis. And what we know, she got some of that penis. Is just a storyline, so she don't look fugazi out here on this show, because Joe is actually protecting her this time, so she don't be fighting with Erica Mena and running up with Rich like she did years ago. So, and then we have Anais and Kimbella. So strictly, I'm thinking it's gonna be a good situation. I have no idea what Anais had on. She had a weird outfit on, a weird wig on. She just doesn't, she looks like there's a lot going on in her life, a lot. I guess we see some of it, but it's like way more than that's going on. And so she was there half naked because that's how Anais gets down. That's how she dresses. And so basically, Jonathan wants to confront her about what happened at his birthday party. And he feel like, it was Anais' fault, being rude, being disrespectful. She didn't have to say nothing. If she had a problem with Juju, she should have brought her outside. She should have talked to her another time or whatever. So Jonathan is totally getting into Juju. Totally getting into, Anais blaming her for it. And Anais was like, what are you talking about? You the one was down with it. You the one started arguing with her too as well. And I was just basically stating my opinion. And basically Anais was trying to help him out because she felt like he was probably getting attacked or whatever, because she felt like it was an inappropriate place for Juju to actually confront Jonathan. Juju could have actually called Jonathan and met up with him and did it at another time and another place. She didn't have to do it at his birthday party, because supposedly they're supposed to be doing co-hosting the show together, and she ended up running off with the bag. How come Jonathan's not mad at Juju for running off with the bag? Because they're supposed to be hosting, he's supposed to have his dream job with Juju hosting a radio station, and supposedly the meeting was in Florida. Jonathan couldn't get there. He didn't know nothing about it. So Juju went herself and she secured the bag and got a co-host. How come he ain't worried about that? Why is he worried about, her being secretive? Why is he worried about Anais that was kind of defending him? And then, but Anais did get out of pocket because she started to get Juju upset or whatever. But Juju was for the shits. Juju said she was for the shits or whatever. And Anais was calling out like, hey, listen, you said we don't have no class. Won't you act like you got some class and stop yelling and stop talking loud and shit? Basically, that's what Anais was saying. And that's when Juju was like, I'm here for this shit. I ain't got time for it. So it's not just her fault. And the way that Jonathan approached Anais was mad disrespectful. Like, who the fuck you talking to, you disrespectful little mother sucker? Like, you better calm down. Last season, you was out here for sympathy. This season, you out here wrecking. You making sure you're going to keep your paycheck on this show. You're going to make sure you're going to keep that paycheck. I'm like, yo, Jonathan straight was just like, it's your fault and this and that. And then, then Anais was like, no, it's your fault too as well. You got an argument with her. You got an argument with Juju. You got an argument with everybody. So you got to take some blame for something. So you did something wrong too, Jonathan. So you trying to accuse me that I was wrong at my party? I was just like, what is really going on? And Sin is just looking like, they're doing the most for this camera. Thank God I don't have to do the most. Even Kimbella was like, they are doing the most. Is this what I got to do? Do I really got to do this? But I only want to do this with Juelz, because I know we ain't going to end up fighting at the end of the day. So Anais, she got up and she walked away. He called her dirty. He said she had a fake wig, her raggedy ass wig, and it was just like she was calling him dusty. So basically, they was throwing insults at each other. And we know Anais and Jonathan always throw insults and say the most horrible things about each other. But at the end of the day, they're gonna be friends and it's gonna be all good. And basically, Jonathan was basically defending Juju. So I bet Juju feels like she was ambushed at the situation. Juju said when she was talking to, Yandy, that she felt ambushed or whatever about the situation. But first of all, like with the Juju situation, if you are not invited to a party and someone tells you that this person is having a party, is having a birthday party or party, and they really ain't feeling you and they're talking about you, don't show up and don't go, because this is TV. They got cameras, they got security, the people to protect you. Because if you show up to a party that somebody don't like you there and they're drinking and their friends are drinking too, you can get your ass up, you can get beat down, somebody can go to jail, or you end up beating somebody's ass down and then you end up going to jail. So don't show up to a place that you're not invited, or when somebody gives you warning that people don't want you there, the host of the party is not feeling you, don't show up. Don't even believe none of this reality TV stuff, because you will get hurt and you might end up on the 6 o'clock or the 11 o'clock news. So moving on from that situation. So after Anais leaves, then guess who he starts? So he starts with Kimbella, and he was like, yeah, Kimbella, you did say Juju was secretive and it was the wrong place in the wrong time, and you did say, and you was talking about her, so, and you was rude, and you told her everything that I said, and she got everything from you, was word from mouth. Like, you went back and told her everything. And Kimbella was like, I'm not fake. You shouldn't have said that about her. You said she was fake. You said she was secretive and all this other stuff. And I told her, because I was wrong for what you said about her. And so Jonathan was like, well, whatever I told you, you didn't have to go run back and tell her. And you told her word from word. You should have told her what you said. Kimbella didn't really say nothing bad about Juju. She just said Juju is secretive, but once she warms up to you, she'll give you the information. Jonathan was going off on her because he said she was fake, secretive, and basically he was saying that, she stole the job from him, his dream job that he has not mentioned yet. And so Kimbella was like, I ain't got time for this. I'm gonna cut the negative out of my life. And Jonathan was like, well, goodbye, see you later. Jonathan was a whole mess. Jonathan showed up to the scene just to be reckless. He was going to be reckless because Kimbella showed up happy, looking all good in her green. Anais showed up, in her black dress, looking nice, giving kisses and everything. Jonathan went straight off. Like, Jonathan, you way too much. You need to slow it down. So we have that situation. And so, Sin is just sitting there like, okay, I'm reloaded. She's just sitting there like, Kimbella was like, I'm gonna cut you out of my life. So we have that situation. So it is what it is. But also, one thing I want to mention, Remy wants to start a program for women, so when they get out of jail, they can there's a system in place that can help them get back on their feet, provide them with the things that they need. And she wants to start that organization. And basically, the clothing that you buy from her, some of it will be donated to that organization so it can help women. And she's very passionate about it because she's been locked up, and she talks about the women have nobody there at visiting time, where the men prison is filled up with women and children. So we have that situation. So we have Rich Dollaz. He actually he meets up with Sydney Star, and he's thinking about working with her. Sydney Star's bragging that she's going to be the biggest star, the best star that ever is, or whatever. And so Jaquae shows up, and then Sydney Star decides to rap and doing a freestyle. The patrons in the restaurant was laughing. They thought it was funny, and at the same time they was hiding their face too. You might see it in the slideshow. So we have that situation. And so they was laughing, and Sydney Star was like, I'm not chick with a dick and all this other stuff. And he was like, Jaquae was like, what's going on? He was like, did she keep saying she has a dick or whatever? So she's rapping. Jaquae was like, yo, you need more help with it. And so basically Rich wants to see if Jaquae would write with her, would write for her and work with her and things like that. And Jaquae says something about his penis. No, Rich Dollaz says something about Jaquae curving. He got that curve or whatever. He don't know if he's gonna curve her or not. We'll see. And then he got that that hooks it, because Jaquae's crazy with the hooks and all this other stuff. Then there's a picture floating out here with Jaquae penis as a hook. So I was like, okay, what's really going on? And then Jaquae was just saying some funny shit. I was just like, okay, Jaquae. Because going back to Cayenne's situation, then we're going to see Cayenne next episode. So I would like to see Cayenne too as well. I like Cayenne. And so we have that situation. And I was just like, yeah, the raps were terrible. It was horrible. It wasn't good. So Jaquae kind of critique Sydney Star basically about, you know, she has to bring it more. She has to be more on it. And he knows that she forgot it. She wasn't confident and she wasn't reassured of what she was saying. So that's why she kind of like paused and got lost and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens with that situation. This is just another ploy for Rich to pretend like he's managing, pretending like he's working with somebody. He always gets these people to come on. So then we got Juelz and we have Kimbella. Juelz is in the studio. He sounds good. The song sounds good. The song sounds like it's coming from the heart, and it also sounds like pain. Kimbella comes in there and basically he breaks the news to her that it's not going to be 18 or 24 months. It might be 27 months to 37 months, which could be anywhere for 2.5 to 3 years and a half, or he can get, you know, 47 months to 57 months. And so the 27 to 37 is with the plea deal. That's either 2 to 3 years. And then he'll possibly get 47 to 57 months without the plea deal. He could be sentenced to, and that'll be 3.5 to 4.5 years that he'll be locked up. And so basically Kimbella was like, you've been on drugs. This is all your fault. You need to have accountability. Yes, of course he needs that. And it's been showing us throughout the season that, like with Mano talking to him, that he has accountability. Now he sees what's going on, and plus he's been in counseling too as well with Kimbella, even though we only seen it one time. But we have that situation. But so basically she's putting the hooks in the coffin, and she was like, basically she was just saying like, you need some accountability. You always get away with stuff. You have no punishment. So he was like, basically, you want me to go to jail? No, she's just basically trying to say like, yo, you've been fucking up for like 3 years and messing up and being on drugs. And he goes, not one thing has to do with the other. What are you talking about? If you wasn't high out of your motherfucking mind, there's no way you would have a gun in your suitcase and not realize you have a gun that you bring into the airport, to a federal place, when they check your bags. And if you don't have a permit, to carry or to travel with a gun, to bring it in a airport, when you know the airport is totally different since we had terrorists, that you forget you have a gun. Like if it's just weed, if it's the syrup, if it's the meth, if it's the crack, you was on something, then you turn around and run. You're talking about you thought you had a one. Stop trying to play with our intelligence, Juelz. Please stop it. And you was high, and you even said you was high in a previous episode, and you just forgot that it was in there, and you just walked off and you left, and you heard it on the radio. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? Then your boy, you know, Jim Jones is getting caught up with drugs too as well. So miss us with all that bullshit. You was high as fucking forgot you had a gun and the bag. And if it belonged to one of your friends or one of your boys, they should have took the rap for you, or you should tell them, because now you're going to be away from your kids and your career that was supposed to be rebooted and restarting again, because you guys were on tour. Dipset is on tour. I don't know if they stopped being on tour or whatever. So anyways, Kimbella is just throwing a knife in a coffin, and you know, I wouldn't do what she did, but basically she has to do, this is her time for empowerment, because she didn't have any empowerment when she was at home with him, because she was upstairs, you know, scared or afraid or just living her comfortable life, while he was downstairs getting high and didn't want to confront him. Because if you got somebody that's doing heavy drugs, like, you know, trying to talk to them about what they're doing is wrong, will probably get you slapped in the motherfucking face. Excuse my language. So even though I wouldn't do what Kimbella's doing, especially on TV or whatever, I'll be like, I'll try to be supportive, but she's also trying to have a backbone too as well. And plus she's trying to stay interesting. Then on top of that, this is a real motherfucking story. At least it's a legit storyline. So we have that situation. He was like, so you want me to go to jail? She probably does. She's going to have that. She's going to rent out that first floor, making that cash, making that money. She's going to have Billy Boy come through, or whatever. So we have that situation. And then we also have Kimbella and, you know, Juelz go to court. They go to court and all that other crap. And basically he did the plea deal, which is going to be the 27 to 37 months, but the judge can change the time anytime that he wants to, give him more time. It's never going to be less. It could be more time. So now he's paranoid about that. He's with Kimbella. Kimbella's still going at him like, it's your fault. You messed up. You know, it's the drugs. Something had to stop you, really. But she's not saying it like that. But she was just like, yo, you wasn't even helping out. You wasn't even a part of your kid's life. Now you won't be coming home since this and that. It was like, I already know this. You already know this. But she has to, this is her time to be empowered, because she couldn't say nothing, or she didn't say nothing, or she was in fear to say something, or she realized that now she feels like, now you think it's my fault, Juelz. You think it's my fault, because basically he was like, you haven't been always there for me. And he was like, why? She was like, I never cheated. And he was like, relationship is not always about when you do something wrong, it's cheating. So basically he's calling her out and saying that she wasn't there. But how do you know if she was there or not? You were strung out. What is she supposed to do with with a strung out person? You put the ass in rehab, and you dare to come back in the house, or you take their drugs and you destroy it, and you have a broomstick and you have a skillet and you have the telephone in your hand just in case, so you have somebody come over if you actually want to get them to go to cold turkey, or you chain them up to the sink like they did on these TV shows. But I don't know what much she could have did for Juelz, especially if he's the breadwinner. I don't know if she's the breadwinner. I don't know how the bills got paid, because they do live in a nice house. If it's not rented, it looks like the same house they had on every season they've been on the show. So anyways, we have that situation, and basically he just feels like, I just want you to love me. I just want you to hug me. She wants you to feel it. She wants you to feel the pain. She wants you to feel everything, because she wants you to feel the way that she felt for 3 years. She felt imprisoned to you and your habit for 3 years, and cheating too as well. But he also says that she wasn't supportive too as well. And basically he was like, you didn't want me to come upstairs. Like, if a man really want to come upstairs, he can come upstairs. He didn't want to. He was in love with the drugs. So moving on from that situation, so we got that all settled and done. And I was just like, damn, it's going to be going down like that. Damn, Juelz. I just thought it was going to end up different for, Ditsat. But Cameron seems like he's the one that still got his head on straight, and the one that's not out here doing anything or getting caught up with the police or the cops. He did that years ago when he had money, and he ain't doing it now, and he still got money. So we move on to Anais, and we get Jaquae. They're on stage. They're performing. They do a good job. Anais and, Rich Dollaz, they meet up. Anais was like, oh, Rich Dollaz, where's your girls at? Because I guess she's seen him with girls, and she remember Rich Dollaz being messy and being with a lot of girls. And plus, this is her reintroducing herself back to the show and to new audience. So she's going to try to come with an oomph. She ain't going to try to kiss his ass, because that go to Ed Plant right there. The hook, whatever, I guess. So we have that situation. And so Rich Dollaz was like, yo, you shouldn't be questioning somebody that's been in the game for 20 years. Like, but yes, you've been in the game for 20 years. Maybe you have done a lot of things on the low that none of us know about. But I don't know what happened. Erica Mena, she just became a TV star, and maybe that's what you were there for, even though she wanted to do music, but her thing was TV. Then you had Olivia. Olivia had one good song, and that you worked with her, but it was difficult, and 50 Cent said Olivia was difficult too as well. So I don't know if that's the case, and I don't know who else you worked with. And then you managed, Strawberry's daughter, the baseball player's daughter, and I don't know who else you managed. So we have that situation, and he was like, so, basically Rich was like, okay, like, Rich is ready for the pop-off. He's still here for the pop-off. And so this is when Sydney Starr comes through, and then Rich says that, well, you need to act like her. See how happy and bubbly she is and everything. And then that's when that's when Anais was like, who is she, Rich? Who is she, Rich? Because she saw Rich in the audience with a bunch of girls, and she always known Rich to be with a bunch of girls. And she goes, I'm Sydney Starr. I was famous before you. Everybody, you don't know who I am. Everybody knows who I am, bitch, or whatever. And so then that's when, Anais was like, yo, bitch, I'll wrap you up, blah, blah, blah. You get too close. And plus, Sydney Starr got up into Anais' face and was close, and everything. And Anais doesn't know who she is. And so then from there, it goes left. Yes, Sydney Starr popped it off, and she started it with Anais for no reason at all, because she was feeling herself, because Rich Dollar was putting her on a pedestal. And basically, everybody don't know who, I don't know who, only reason why I know who Sydney Starr is because of what happened with Chingy. I didn't know what she looked like today. I knew what she looked like way back then, and it's two different people now. And so we have that situation. And so basically, Rich leaves with Sydney Star, and then that's when Jaquae goes over there and tells Sydney Star, I can't mess with you if you're gonna be messy, you're gonna be rude, you're gonna be disrespectful and popping off, because that's my sister over there. I don't appreciate it. She just got off stage or whatever. Because Nia Lee wasn't disrespectful or whatever. Like, when she said she was gonna do her stuff, it was nice, sweet, like hot cotton candy, like hot sauce on cotton candy. But she backed up too, because she wasn't trying to go all the way there either. So we have that situation, and can't be getting up in people's face like that, you know what I'm saying? So we have that situation, and it is what it is. Then we get Sydney Star. She meets up with her best friend Byron or whatever. Byron was like, well, I don't know what Rich Dollaz did for this person or that person. But, when they said Jaquae, that's when, Byron was like, okay, Jaquae's hot to be a songwriter. Then he goes, and then Sydney starts feeling a certain type of way that Rich Dollaz might not want to work with her once people, blow up his Instagram and start talking like, oh, why are you messing with her, Blase the third. And so when we get that situation, that's when Byron goes, well, his name is Rich Dollaz, so if he can make $1 out of you, he ain't gonna let you go. And that's damn sure, for true. If he can make $1 off of you, or he can get some relevance off of you, Rich Dollaz would do it all day and every day. Peace. I'm out. One love.